Hey, I'm Josh Rouse, and you're watching 101.9 KINK Radio in the Bloodworks live studio.
Josh is 20 years into the game and 12 albums. 12 albums deep?
Yeah.
So you're just getting started.
Just getting started, yeah.
Getting things going.
A few people found out about me. Shut up today.
When you think back about that time, way back 20 years ago, and you're putting your first record together, like, what do you think of?
It was exciting. It was really exciting, yeah. Traveling all over the world and playing concerts and everyone patting me on the back.
Right.
It's great.
Fresh new beginnings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unwarped to the world of travel and writing music yet? Yeah. Josh plays Mississippi Studios tonight, and this new album has just come out, Love in the Modern Age, and I want to talk about that in just a minute. And I want to talk about how there's a story that in reading and prepping for this kick-ass interview, there's a story about you and a possible chance meeting with Robert Plant. Do you know the gist of that story?
What do you mean impossible?
Well, did you meet him?
I did.
You did meet him. And then there was going to be possibly more to the story, like he was going to write a record with you, or?
Yeah, I was playing in Glasgow one night, and a friend of mine texted me, and he said, hey, I see you're in town tonight. I'm in town. He plays music as well. His name's Seth Lakeman. He's kind of a folk guy, big in the UK. And he said, I have the night off. Can I come to the show? And I said, sure. He's like, oh, by the way, I'm with Robert Plant. He said to say hi. And I said, okay, well, yeah, you should both come. So I was walking back to my hotel room, and I see this tour bus pull up, and I was like, I bet that's them. And it was. And so we hung out and talked for a while. And he said, hey, I almost recorded one of your songs with Alison Krauss for a Raising Sand record, Dressed Up Like Nebraska. You know, he said, I really love that record. And I said, okay, thanks, man. And we hung out and talked for a while.
You just say it so nonchalantly. I was just hanging out with Robert.
Well, he's
Plant.
a very humble guy. I mean, there was no, it was just like talking to.
That's cool,
anybody.
though.
Yeah,
that's a nice pat on the back.
He had no air of, I'm rock royalty.
He's iconic. He's one of the few icons.
No, very, very sweet guy, and we talked about music and records we liked, and
That's got to be one of the more. I've got the story to tell my kids someday that Robert Plant wanted to do one of my songs. That's a cool story.
Yeah, it's great. I wish she would have done it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
That's the biggest drag to the story, is that he was like, we almost recorded. And I said, well, there's still time. He's like, oh, no, those days are over now.
Oh, no. Don't talk like that,
so
Robert.
I'm going to spend the rest of my life in a van.
Right. Your one cover could have changed this man's life. Well. At least you got the story.
Yeah. No, I mean, half of the, half of the fun of this is getting to meet people like that, and having their approval feels good.
That's cool. Yeah. Celebrated catalog, like I said, you're 12 albums in now, and with this latest one, a little bit different route in putting down the acoustic guitar for the most part for a synth. Now, I was reading about some of your favorite albums of all time, and you cited Beck, a Beck record.
Sea Change, yeah.
Yeah. And if there's any guy that gets a free pass as far as the way that he makes music on all those different albums, it's Beck. So it's like, you put your guitar down for a second for a synth and all hell breaks loose. Tell us about the inspiration behind that. I know 80s synth music was a big influence.
Yeah, I've just made a lot of records, I think, that are in kind of the folk, pop, or rock genre, and I decided to do something that sounded a bit more modern.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, there's some 80s influences on it, but it sounds like, it could be played next to an Ed Sheeran record or something. I mean, it sounds high fidelity.
That's perfect. That's what we do at Kink, man. I like that. You're back in the States? You're stateside now?
Yeah.
When did you move back?
July. It's almost been a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
He was living in Spain for like
10 years.
10 years? How's it feel being back in the States? Nashville,
great.
Right?
I'm loving it. Yeah. Nashville's a great city to live in.
Not a big music town, but but good
that's
luck there.
Yeah, it is tough to find other people to play music with there.
Yeah. Half the bands that roll through, I'd say probably one and two or three are routed through Nashville these days. Well, I'm going to shut up. Enough of my yapping. I know it's been fun, us talking, but we're going to hear more music from Josh. Thanks so much for taking time out, you guys.
Thanks, Jerry.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Josh Rouse, friends. Put your hands together.